The Austin housing market has changed significantly over the past 6 months. We're going to tell you about it today. We're moving into late August of 2021. If you rewind 6 months ago and put us at the end of February, early spring of this year, we were in a completely different type of housing market in the Austin area. Back in the early spring is when you started to hear these crazy stories about bidding wars and about price valuations just skyrocketing in Austin. Stories came out about people getting houses for $300,000 over the asking price and getting 55, 60 offers on one property. It was crazy. Those were definitely the outliers, but it was really insane in the spring. Where we are now is significantly different. A lot of people haven't realized that yet because you're still hearing stories about what happened. It was so groundbreaking. And the data that came out of that period of time for us is now just starting to sort of solidify into something that we can report on. So we're still hearing reports on that, but what's happening right now is quite a bit different. When the summer hit this year, pandemic restrictions were scaled back. A lot of people were really, really tired of just being in their house and looking at Zillow all the time. So vacations went nuts. If you went anywhere this summer, you probably witnessed that firsthand. Lines at the airport. Just everyone was traveling all summer. So excited to be out. That changed our housing market. So we as listing agents in the Austin area saw right around Memorial Day weekend, we saw a huge change in the traffic through our listings and the offers coming in and the strength of those offers. Just to give you some examples, put a house on the market in the spring this year, you probably would get at least 20 offers on it. And the average kind of unspoken rule of thumb right then was to offer 20% over the asking price. Honestly, it didn't matter what the house was priced at, if it was overpriced or not. There was so much demand that is what people were doing. And so in order to win, that's what you had to do. Crazy. Now what we're seeing is if you put a house on the market that's priced well and in good condition, you're getting maybe 1 to 3 offers within the first weekend, but not immediately. And the offers are closer to list, sometimes maybe 5-10% over if it's a really hot property, but nothing like we were seeing before. Historically in the Austin market, we have had a pretty predictable cycle of when we had slowdowns and when we were busy. So if you look back at years past, on average, most every year, our busiest time starts around late February, early March, goes through July 4th. And then we start to see a little bit of a tapering. We hit our slowest time right about now. So right about late August when school is starting, it's as hot as death outside. Nobody wants to be out. That kind of continues through September. And then we start to see things pick up a little bit in the fall. Around the holidays, it slows down, picks up again in February. So that's kind of been the trend that we've seen years and years and years in Austin. Last year completely uprooted that. None of the normal trends took place last year, but it looks like right now we might be returning to kind of a new normal. So we're thinking that maybe the slowdown that we're in right now is indicative that, hey, it's that time of year and we're going back to a normal cycle. So we're expecting for things to be slow now and then pick up again late fall, slow down for the holidays. What that means is if you're a buyer, now could be your magic moment to jump in there. Keep watching. There's gonna be less houses on the market, but you might be able to get it without throwing everything you have at the house. We're predicting the spring to go back to being pretty busy again. So this could be a golden pocket of time where you can snatch something out if you've been wanting to buy for a long time. Even though it's slow right now, we know that people are still moving to Austin. The reports are still there. The companies are still relocating. Austin Business Journal has daily articles about new headquarters in the Austin area. So there's reason to believe that demand is going to continue. We still don't have enough houses. All signs point to a strong spring seller's market again. So again, right now could be your chance if you're a buyer. Interesting thing happening with the rental market. It seems like we may have seen a lot of buyers just get totally sick of writing offers and losing. The rental market is exploding now. In fact, I think it might be harder to get a rental than to buy a house, honestly. Prices are going up like crazy and there are bidding wars on rentals right now. So if you're on the fence trying to figure out which one to do and you qualify for buying, 100% go and buy. Interest rates are still very low. I have some buyers closing this week at 2.875. 2.875. So now is an awesome time to take advantage of that. All predictions are for interest rates to slowly start to tick back up next year and in the coming years, and that can be a huge, huge factor in what your monthly payment will be on a mortgage. What does this mean if you're a seller? Well, the good news is that all the bidding wars that happened in the spring have added a ton of equity to the house that you're sitting in right now, and we have not seen prices drop. Make that clear. We're not seeing prices drop. We were seeing a curve like this in appreciation, and now we're seeing a curve like this. So historically in Austin, it's been around 5%. It looks like we're going back to that 5% year over year appreciation. Of course, unless something changes in the spring. But if you were planning to sell, you're still going to be able to take advantage of what happened with those prices. You're still sitting on that. So you'll be able to sell at that higher price, but you're going to have to have the house in good condition. You're going to have to be ready for maybe one offer the first weekend, hopefully 2 or 3, but definitely not 25. And you don't want to go into it expecting to get $100,000 over what you're asking, because we are just really not seeing that very often right now. So good news is you're going to get the good value. Maybe bad news, if you've been watching all this, is that you're not going to have people just like, I don't care what your house looks like. Here's money. Take it, please. Let me have it. It's just not happening as much right now. So if you have realistic expectations, you can still sell and make a fantastic profit right now. It just might not be like as dramatic as you were hoping for. All right, so one quick little caveat to a seller. You really, really need an experienced and knowledgeable professional to help you sell your house right now. The stats are all over the place. If you work with an agent who hasn't been paying attention to that, or who doesn't really have a firm grasp on the market, and especially your pocket of the market, it could be really tricky. If you throw your house on the market just the way it is and expect it to sell, your house is gonna sit. It's not gonna sell right away. If it's not priced appropriately according to the data, your house is gonna sit. When a house sits right now, it is prime attraction for an investor. We still have global investors looking at the Austin housing market. They're swarming. When they see a house that sits for a long time, they will take full advantage of you. So what you wanna do is make sure that you have your house ready, you price it really smart, and you work with an agent who knows what they're doing and knows the market. If you do those things, you're in fantastic position. If you don't, you are fresh meat for investors. So watch out. Is there anything else? All right, thank you so much for watching today. I hope it was helpful. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube page, and we'll see you next time.